This is the second small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Sydney, 1970.
What shall we talk about? Talk over together.
We said two talks ago about human innocence that we cannot hurt or be hurt. I'd like to talk about that. And also the conditioning of young babies in the first year or so, and the importance of them experiencing love without the assault of the society that bears negative things on them clearly sometimes at this vulnerable time.
Could we talk about emotion and intuition, reason and insight, and their relationship to self-centered activity and also to total living? Is that
Dependence on other people. How far should one be dependent on other people?
Could we talk about the need to be completely responsible for ourselves?
Which is my question, aloneness, I think it covers it, not talk about aloneness.
Could I ask how a man who has to earn his living in industry, beset by all the complications of industry, the ambitions, and so on, still wants to follow the ideas we have been discussing over the last few days, and still wants to survive in industry, to provide his family and so on.
How can we put all these questions together? How can we? What central question can we ask which will include all the other questions?
Could it be that we tend to have an intellectual understanding of the things that you've been talking about, but we need a very practical approach? This is self-awareness, self-knowledge.
Even when you see,
Beg pardon?
even when you seem to see so clearly what you mean, it's still so difficult to carry out.
Is man an image of himself that he always tries to approximate to it? The image of the man in business that wants always to live up to.
Could we put all these questions together? How am I, you're asking, to live in this world and not be hurt, not to depend, and educate ourselves and our children so that they won't be conditioned, and recognizing what the world is it possible to stand alone and yet live in cooperation with others and live a life which hasn't all these ugly conflicts and so on? Is that what we are? Can we include? Would that include all this? How am I to live in this world which is always overpowering me, drowning me almost, and yet without any form of resistance, stand alone and yet be involved in education, in action, in every form of human relationship and so on. Now, how am I to live in this world that way? I have children, want to educate them properly. How am I to do this? Could you suggest a possible practical method? Is that what you're asking? A practical way of doing this. What do we mean by practical? The thing that can be carried out, right? The thing that can be done, and not left vaguely at the intellectual level. How would you proceed? So this is a discussion, this is not talk by me. How would you proceed? How would you proceed knowing this is the way I want to live? Not as an end or anything, as a goal, as a principle, as an ideal, but this is the way I would like to live right now. How would you answer this question?
You're asking us?
Yeah.
You said that if you have a problem, you solve one problem, a central problem, you solve all your problems. So if we solve this particular problem, we solve
Yes, sir. That's what I'm asking. Well, how will you do this in life? Here I am living in Australia, married, children, and all the rest of it. I work in a factory or in an office. I have to be a little aggressive, otherwise I'm pushed out, and so on and so on. Now, what am I to do? Knowing I want to live without conflict in myself, I want to live really deeply without any attachment. Is that so? Do I want to live without conflict, without any attachment? Is that so? Or is that just an idea? Follow this, is just an idea, and therefore it becomes impractical, and therefore I say, well, it's impossible. Right? You follow what I mean? Now, how am I not to depend? We begin with that. What does dependency involve?
It's a feeling that I feel weak in myself and I need something.
You need somebody's support. You need somebody's companionship. You need somebody's who can encourage you, give you comfort. Say, it's all right, old boy, carry on. You're doing very well. You know, the father image and all the rest of it. Now why?
And they may need me to depend on them.
Why do I need that kind of dependency?
Just because I don't understand myself.
Partly. So why let's examine it. You follow what I mean? Why do I depend on you? On my wife, you know what I mean, you. Why do I depend?
Because we haven't clarity in action.
No, it's a little more complex than that, isn't it? Let's look at it. Why do I depend on somebody? Intimate or outside? Why? What is the What is behind that dependency?
Well, because I have not sufficient confidence in
Sufficient confidence in myself.
That's right.
Why? What do I mean? Because what do I mean confidence? Confidence in what?
Seeing what's right and wrong.
No? Go slowly. So go. Confidence, I say I have no confidence in myself. Right? Therefore I depend on you to encourage me, to say I'm doing all right, to give me comfort, all the rest of it. Now, what do I mean I have no confidence in myself?
Confidence in doing the right thing. Isn't it the case we remember past experiences and we can't?
No, I'm asking about confidence in myself. Just stick to that. No, don't.
I have not proved to myself.
No. Look, sir, you have used two words: confidence, myself. So, what does that mean? Confidence in what? In my thoughts? In my feelings? In my outlook, opinion, judgment, evaluation, capacity to struggle? So when I say confidence in myself, what is that? What does that mean? See, I'm questioning, why should I have confidence at all? You follow, sir?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Is it because
Maybe do question it, sir. Why should I have confidence in myself at all? If I have no confidence, then I depend. Right? But I'm asking, why should I have confidence at all? About anything. Or in anything.
Is it that one would like to be sure of achieving what one sets out to do before one actually starts?
No, look, sir, we asked a question which is practical, to be practical. How can I have confidence in myself and make it practical when I don't know what myself is, and why should I have confidence at all in what I think? I don't know, which is the most impractical thing. I don't know if you follow. No? So I'm asking myself, why do I need confidence? In the Pope who's coming this afternoon, or in myself, or in somebody else. Why should I have confidence in anybody? Which doesn't mean I'm cynical or bitter. No, why?
Divided up within ourselves.
People?
We're divided up.
No, don't. See, you're not being. I'm asking why should I have confidence in anything? Does a scientist have confidence in his experiment? He doesn't know. He's experimenting. He doesn't say, I have confidence in myself and what I experiment with will succeed. And that's right.
Are you saying that if you are aware of everything that's happened recently?
No, sir. No. Wait a minute. Wait. I don't want to come back to that. I want to look at it quite differently. I've forgotten. I've forgotten what I said yesterday. Forgetting completely, all of us, and see why I need confidence in myself about anything.
We want to assure ourselves that we are permanent.
Security. We want things to go wrong.
I have an idea.
So, look, need I have confidence to learn about something? Huh? Must? I must have confidence to learn? Huh? How do you know? To learn a language. You can apply yourself for 3 months or a year, and you will bound to learn. There are 40 million or 50 million Frenchmen who speak French.
But if I've got a psychological
Now, wait, madam. No, you're missing my point. Why should I have confidence at all? I'm saying I'm out to learn.
I'm
Right?
afraid of getting
If
hurt.
no, learn. Wait, sir. Learn. Do. We'll include all this presently. I'm out to learn, right? I want to be quite sure that I really want to learn. Not assert that I must have confidence to learn. I don't know Italian. I didn't know, rather. I applied myself. I didn't know whether I'm capable or not capable, or I have intelligence or confidence. I applied. I went at it. And I speak Italian. So. French, Spanish, and so on. Where is the need for confidence? You see, sir, the whole thing, whole issue is changed.
Yes,
You,
that is.
the one is impractical. Say, I have no confidence in myself, therefore I depend, therefore I'm afraid, therefore I'm jealous. That all becomes terribly impractical. I don't know if you follow what I mean. Whereas, I want to learn. I want to learn why I depend. You follow? I don't know if you...
I do.
The whole thing is changed. I don't know if... I want to learn. Why do I depend?
Do I really want to learn? Or do I want something else?
I'm saying I want to learn. Otherwise, the whole thing becomes so stupid, so impractical. You follow what I mean? Now I want to learn why I am dependent. Go on, sir. We're learning. Why am I dependent? Not that I have not confidence. I blocked that. I don't know if you follow it. Why am I dependent? Because I don't know. Huh? Right? So I depend on the lingua phone or on some teacher to teach me Italian, French, whatever it is. Is that dependency?
No, it's using a tool.
That's not dependency, is it? I depend on the lingua phone to teach me, or Frenchman to teach me French. That's... Now, where else does dependency come in then? I depend on my wife, right? I'm going to learn why I depend. I don't start by saying to myself, I have no confidence. I'm going to learn. I don't know. Right? Now, what do I find? What do I find in myself that makes me dependent?
Confusion. Mind full of images.
Is that so? Is that so with you, sir?
Yes, that is
Huh? Be very accurate.
I have a mind.
Be very, very accurate, otherwise it becomes impractical. Why do I depend on my wife or on my children? I understand depending on a job. I need that money and so on. Psychologically, inwardly, why do I depend on anybody?
Because I get something
Huh?
I get some satisfaction out of it.
I don't know.
We want to fulfill ourselves.
I don't know.
So
Do you know?
clear.
No, please, sir, do go slowly.
Is it to give purpose to life?
No, do you know why you depend? Listen, madam, go take 2 seconds. Do you know why you depend? So see the beauty of what we're going to discover in a minute. Do you know why you depend? You do, don't you? So that means what? You have stopped learning. If you say, I know why I depend, you have stopped learning, haven't you? Right? I don't know if you see this.
There must be some insight.
No, wait, sir. This is tremendous insight. We won't take it. You will see it in a minute. The moment I say to myself, I depend on my wife because I need encouragement, I'm taking that. I've stopped learning, haven't I? I've already come to a conclusion why I depend.
But can't you then take that on and say, okay, what was the reason you gave for dependence?
Sorry?
What was the reason you gave? Or you say, I depend on my wife because
I need comfort. Let's take that.
All right, but can't you then say, okay, stop that. Now, why do I need comfort? And go on from
No, you are missing. If you say I know, or come to a conclusion, you've already stopped learning. Right? No? And I want to learn. Therefore, I must not come to a conclusion that I depend on my wife because I want comfort. It's a foregone conclusion. It's already finished. I don't know. Therefore, I'm not learning, right? So now I want to learn why I depend on my wife. So I come to it not knowing, right? Do you come to this question not knowing the answer? Huh?
Yes.
No, because this is not a trick question. Do I come to this, when I say to myself, I want to learn why I depend on my wife. I put the question. Now, am I answering it with a conclusion?
Don't we tend to do that?
Huh?
Don't we tend to always come to a conclusion?
Therefore, I'm preventing it. I depend on my wife because she gives me comfort, sex, cooks my meals, etc. Which means I've already blocked myself from looking more, inquiring further. Right? Which means I stopped learning. Now, have I stopped formulating at all? Therefore, I come to this question totally with a fresh mind, not knowing. I don't know if you... Do you? Not knowing what the answer is. Right, sir? Are you doing that? Not knowing what the answer is. Right? Then what takes place? In my mind, what takes place? It's really quite interesting, this. I never thought about it this way. It's fun. No answer. What takes place when I say I really don't know why I depend? No.
You don't.
No, the searching stops.
No, you please watch it. Watch it in yourself. I say to myself, I depend on my wife. And I depend on my wife because she gives me all kinds of things. And therefore I depend. Moment I come to a conclusion, I've stopped learning. Therefore I won't come to a conclusion because I really deeply want to find out why I depend. I want to learn. Therefore, what has happened when I put that question, why do I depend on my wife? What is the state of my mind that is looking at that question? You follow, sir?
Kind of listening.
Huh?
State of knowing. Kind of a bafflement.
What is the state of my mind when I say I really don't know, and yet I seem to depend on my wife? Why? And I have no conclusion, right? What has taken place?
The door is open.
Well, I don't depend anymore. I'm finished. You're missing. Therefore, I've learned something, which is these conclusions are making me so-called dependent. Right, sir? You look puzzled, Maya. Shall we go over that little bit again? Yes. I want to learn why I depend on my wife. If I come to that question, if I answer that question, knowing already the answer, that is, I depend on her because this, it's nothing more. Huh? Right? I haven't answered the question at all. I have given a verbal answer. Right? And I want to learn. Therefore, I see I mustn't answer from a conclusion which is the past. Right? If I have to learn, I must come to anything, to learn with mind that doesn't know. Right? I don't know what? Greek. I can't say, well, Greek is, I can't come to it with any conclusion. I have to learn. I begin not knowing. Now, so what has happened to my mind when it has said I must learn about dependency, right? Now what has happened to my mind when it has no conclusion? Come on, sis, it's your job.
It's free.
No concern.
It is free, isn't it?
Yes.
Still.
Therefore I don't.
I can look at my wife with fresh eyes.
Do it, will you? It gives freedom to the mind to look. And it has no freedom when there is a conclusion through which it looks. So freedom from conclusion is freedom from dependency. I don't know if you follow this. A lot of fun, sir.
some conclusions are...
Wait. I have conclusion. I am going there after tomorrow. That's the conclusion. I've got the ticket. That's conclusion. They're expecting me in India, in Delhi tomorrow, Wednesday evening. Finished. It's a conclusion that you can go to the moon. Conclusion that you can live under the sea for a month. Conclusion you can build bridges and, naturally. But I'm asking why I depend on my wife. And then can I live in this world, things as they are, and myself as I am? Can I live in this world differently? Differently in the sense, can I be without conflict in myself? I have disposed of my dependency. And so that's a tremendous thing. You know what it means? I don't know if you have gone into this. Which means dependency comes also through comparison. I don't know if you follow me. I depend on the image I have about what I should be, the hero, and the ideal of the hero is my dependency. I believe in God, which becomes I depend on that belief, like all the Catholics. I don't know if you follow. I depend on my memories, remembrances of things past, of the happy, etc. You follow? So, if dependency is not only on a person, but on an idea, on a conclusion, on a remembrance, on a capacity. I know several quite well-known first-class violinists. They are scared stiff, because to them, if they can't play, they're finished, their life is over. So they depend on the fiddle. And they practice, do all kinds of yogic exercise.
Is dependence on drugs anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. Smoking, drugs, drink, sex. So it isn't quite so simple as you follow. Dependency implies all this. Can the mind learn about all this? And it can only learn if it is free. And if it is free, these things don't exist. I don't know. And you want the most practical way, there it is. I mean, it's like the Catholic, depending on the Mass, going, to him without. That is, he's deprived. He feels unhappy. The rituals, the sensation, the stimuli, the people, the beauty of the candlelight, the church, the robes, all the...
This is all the one parcel, though, is all these dependencies. It's the one thing. It's the memory, isn't it?
No, don't reduce it to one thing. You see, you will stop learning. If you reduce the whole thing to one thing, therefore, you look. Do I depend on rituals? Do I depend on drugs? Do I depend on my wife? Do I depend on going to the church? Do I depend on books? You understand? Bible, whatever book. Do I depend on drugs, smoke, drink? Go into it, sir.
Actually faced with a practical conclusion there, and I dare I use the word. If you want to build this building, you do depend on people, machines.
Absolutely. And blueprints and engineering and architecture, architect, all that, of course.
Machines, the blueprints and so on, they are fairly straightforward. People, they are different. You inevitably depend on them and how they react to you and so on.
Yeah, but yes, but can I not talk to the architect freely?
Yes.
And not depend on, I see, he knows much more than I do, obviously. But can't I talk to him, show him what I would like? I said, this is, if I have the money and all the rest of it. So, now, next question is, can I live in this world without effort? In myself, without conflict. Conflict means, I want this and I don't want that. This contradiction. Can I live in this world without contradiction in myself? Answer, I don't know.
I feel I'd be lost without that conflict to savour my life, put some salt into it.
It puts salt into your life. So we depend on that salt which we call conflict. So you like conflict. What's wrong with it? If you like conflict, go on, why?
Just gets out of hand sometimes, the little bit that you need to savour.
No, sir, look, you like conflict and I like conflict. We all like conflict. Then what happens? We're at each other's throat, right? And you like to be at each other's throat. No? No, if you admit one thing, you must admit also the other. You can't just say, well, I like.
But not physically at all.
No. We are psychologically at each other's throat.
Does the problem not arise though, where everybody you are working with knows only the language of conflict and resisting conflict? And you, I think one can ask, what can one man do? If in fact you want to build this building, and you are the man who are telling the labourers what to do, and they only understand conflict, and it's only when you, in fact, order them and whip them and so on that they in fact do work.
I'm not at all sure, sir. Now, before you apply a non-conflict mind with the labourer, let's find out if it is possible to live without conflict. Not what you will do if you have no conflict. Or you must be in conflict to do anything. That's what you're saying. You must push, drive. Now, is it first, before we come to action, let's find out if it is possible to live without conflict in oneself. You know what that means? Conflict that exists between what is and what should be, right? Conflict with the present with the past tradition, the past experience, the past memories, past sensations. Conflict exists when there are ideals, right? Conflict exists when I am conforming. Well, not just conflict with the laborer. All these are contributory factors to conflict. Now, can my mind, this mind, be free of all this conflict? Which means, can I learn about it? Therefore, I'm going to look at conformity. Because that's one of the factors, one of the major factors of conflict. I don't know if you see whether it is so or not. Conforming to a pattern. Whether it is a social pattern or the pattern which I made for myself, or the pattern of the culture which is around me, I conform. Now, why do I conform? Not in outward things, sir, please, let's make that clear. I conform putting on trousers in this country because otherwise if I went about in Indian clothes I look silly. I'll attract too much attention, I don't, all the rest of it. So brush aside superficial adjustment rather than conformity. Now, why do I conform? Inwardly. Why do millions of Catholics conform?
Is it fear of the unknown?
Do look at, forget why do all those Catholics conform?
They want to be sure.
Huh?
They want to be sure of something.
They are sure.
Habit.
They think.
Do they depend? Dependence.
For economic advancement.
Yes. Oh, so why? Is that it? Is that, do the average Catholic know why he's depending?
Depends upon the particular Catholic.
I mean, take the average, I said that. The average person, does he know why he's a Catholic? Like the communists know, if you go into Russia and talk to the guy, they say, what are you talking about? I'm a communist.
It's habit. Just accepts what he's been told.
Part of his environment, really is.
Huh?
Part of his environment.
He's been told that if he questions it, it's introspection, and that's unhealthy.
But we just naturally assume authority, acknowledge authority.
Does it depend on the fruit?
Oh, so go on. Put out all kinds of ideas. Let's put it out. Huh?
Need of security.
Security, adjustment, fear.
Long-term conditioning from childhood.
He's been told from childhood, you're a Catholic, believe in this and that, don't mix with Protestant. Is that it? What is all that involved?
Means that we're falling into the trap of conclusions again.
No, what is this being told from childhood? This happens in India too, so that's why this is a common phenomenon. You are told from childhood in India not to kill. Don't kill that fly, because if you kill, next life you will pay for it. Be kind, don't touch that person because he isn't a Brahmin. You can only eat with Brahmins, not with anybody else. As a Brahmin, you must sit this way, you follow? From childhood, I'm told I'm a Catholic, a Protestant. I go taken to the church.
When we speak about conformity, so perhaps that is the root
Conformity, I'm saying, why is there, why are we conforming? Do we know we are conforming?
We haven't got the intelligence.
I said, ask yourself, do you know you're conforming?
Sometimes.
Does the average Hindu, a Brahmin, know that he is following, obeying, conforming, or he just blindly follows? Doesn't know, which means what?
He doesn't question.
You are told from childhood, sir, that you are an Australian. And you are an Australian. You don't say, why am I an Australian? Why do they call me an Australian? Because I live in this part of the world, which is called Australia. We become slaves to propaganda. No.
We believe. We believe that we are.
We believe that means what?
We accept without questioning.
Accept what?
That we are an Australian. We are according to. We accept the thought.
No, I'm not at all sure we accept at all.
There's conflict in that.
Oh, no, sir, we don't. It's only the conflict arises only when you wake up. When you say, Bacho, why am I a Hindu? What the difference does it mean? Why am I a Brahmin? What does it mean? Then the conflict begins. But we are so conditioned by propaganda. Catholic, you are Hindu. So I was in Rome 3 months ago, and we turn on the television and there is a priest there. They have twice a week, which never happens anywhere else, perhaps in Spain. This priest, Benedictine priest, was telling the beauty of the life of Jesus and the repetition of that, week after week. And in that church, you know what happens to the mind?
We communized.
And the communists will do the same. I believe there was a committee formed in America to investigate the question of propaganda. Go into it and see. Do you know who were the first people to stop it? The religious people. Then the army. Then the business people. So, why do I conform? When I'm awake, I'm not going to have conflict about it. I want to find out why I conform. I want to learn. Not come to any conclusion. I want to learn why I conform. In what way I'm conforming. Am I conforming when I put on trousers in Australia or in Europe and I put on different clothes in India? Am I conforming? Huh?
No, you're just adjusting time.
Then what does conformity mean? Please go in. You see, you know. What does conformity mean then? I don't adjust myself to outward things. Simple. But where does conformity begin?
Psychological dependence.
Is that conformity? Conforming.
Accepting without question.
Yes, sir. Conform. What does that word mean?
I must believe in something to conform with it.
No, sir.
Moving to a mental pattern, a frequency or fixed.
Surely the fear of non-conformity.
Of course, fear of non-conformity, because if I lived in a Catholic country and I was a Protestant, I would have prayed at the same time. You have to see the Protestant church in Rome, then you will see it. Now, why do I conform? What does it mean to form, conform?
Form with.
Huh?
With.
Form with, isn't it? Now, in what way am I conforming? That is, forming myself in the pattern of something. In the pattern of what another has said, in the pattern of Jesus, or Buddha, and so on. Why is there this? Why is there this thing urged on people?
There's a fear of being what one is.
No, sir. No, go slowly, sir. It means car. Why is this urged on me by society? That I must form, cooperate with, accept. Why? Why do everybody says to me, conform on board? Why?
Is there a danger in the society that when you're not? You're a threat.
So is that it? They're afraid. Society is afraid if I don't conform, I'll upset it.
Yes.
I'll be an outsider.
It would be a seed of change.
Therefore, I've learned something. You follow? I'm learning. I'm not coming to any conclusion. I'm learning. So conform. Now, do I conform what society wants me to do? Society says to me, join the army. What shall I do? Go on, sir.
Isn't society protecting itself against the very conflict that you...
Society says you must belong to some church. Protestant, it doesn't matter what. Right? And if I act on my own, independent of the church, I have very little chance. I don't know if you know something about this, that is, when you are conscripted or drafted, whatever the word here is used, if you have an organization behind you, they are not so brutal. If you have an organization, if you are without an organization, they take it out of you. Because of votes. Right, sir? So what does it mean to conform? Go on, sir, so I'm to find out, sir. Where do I conform? What is this insistent demand on the part of the parents, education, which is conditioning the mind to conform? Why is there this constant pressure of conformity? Not only outwardly, you understand? Parents, teachers, society, culture, but also inwardly. I'm conforming to a memory which I have. I have done something yesterday and I'm going to do it today, tomorrow. A habit. Habit is a conformity. I don't know if you go in. Now why is there this urge to conform? Not only on my own part, but also on part of the culture around me.
It's easier. It's a kind of laziness.
But we're unhappy when we don't.
It's easier.
It's easier.
You don't have to learn.
So go on, sir, look at it.
We are afraid. We don't know any
Huh?
other. We are desire to be secure, afraid.
Free?
Afraid.
Afraid. No, I'm asking some other question. Why are you insisting that I conform? You the society, you the priest, you the businessman, you the educator, you follow? Everybody pushing this on to me. Conform. Why? It will be used and
We don't want us to think
They're
for
afraid
ourselves.
They don't want change.
afraid of freedom.
It would be dangerous if you don't conform.
You'll upset my idea of how things should
you're
be.
all answering me with a formula. Right? I have no formula, I'm just looking. Why do I conform? I may reject the outward conformity. I'm not a Hindu. I have a horror to call myself a Hindu. I have a passport, Indian passport, but that's just a means of travel, like a ticket. And I can reject being a Hindu, or an Englishman, or a German, or whatever it is. Now, am I conforming because I reject the outward forms? Now, why do I conform? Why is there this peculiar urge in me, apart from the culture in which I live, this desire to conform? I know fear, you have told me all this. I don't think that's quite the deep answer.
Isn't it to do with the I myself am a form, a memory?
Well, you've stated that in different words.
Is it because society may be right that we don't know?
Society, I said just now, I won't call myself a Hindu. I've finished with that stupidity. It's a tribal mark. You follow? I say I'm not a tribal mark. But I'm asking why is there in every human being this urge to conform? You follow, sir? Why? What does it mean?
Are we afraid of being separate then? Do we want not to be separate from the rest?
You look at it, all right. Afraid of being separate.
Collective whole.
Isolation.
Is that the answer?
It's not an answer.
Is it a cover for my own emptiness?
No, that's just a conclusion. I want to find out the root of it, you understand, sir? Not just the trimmings of it, the peripheral promptings, peripheral answers. I want to say why in me there is this deep-rooted urge to conform.
But is there not a deep-rooted urge not to conform?
You have? No, wait a minute. Then that becomes also a conformity. Not to conform, opposite is a conformity. So I say, taking all that you have said to me, fear, isolation, the sense of not being able to be part of the herd, not to be able to walk freely with others, all that, I understand. But I say there's much deeper issue involved in this.
Is it an escape from ourselves?
Huh?
An escape?
I accept that too, but there's still deeper thing.
You mean this includes, say, habit, smoking, all that? No, I conform to many, many things. Like that. You say why? Why doesn't it?
To do with the nature of thought. Thought always wants to have things nicely tied up.
I've got it. Have you got it? Go into it, sir. You've given me various reasons why I conform. Fear, losing job, I can't get my daughter married. That's a part of the conformity in India. You follow? Don't fool it, right? If I'm not a Brahmin, if I'm a Brahmin, and I must marry my daughter to a Brahmin, otherwise there's going to be trouble in the family. I don't know, follow? So I conform through fear, which is obvious. I conform through pressure, which is obvious. I conform through propaganda, which is also obvious. I conform because I'm afraid, I'm lost. Right? I said these are all peripheral answers for me, you see. And I say I must find out the root of the matter. You understand, sir?
Is it that I don't trust myself to be...
We've been through that. Confidence.
By conforming, it gives me an attachment to something bigger.
Bigger. That's part of it. That doesn't answer my point. I want to go to the root of it and see if that root can be cut. And then finished. I won't even think about conforming. You follow or not conforming. It's over. See, you're saying that I conform because I want to identify myself with something larger is the most impractical action. I identify myself with the larger, which is India, the nation. Therefore, the nation, with its government, with its army, separate, is ready to kill somebody else, and my identification, my identification with the larger, which gives me security, my security is destroyed. I don't know if you're following this. So I said none of this is the... Because all this implies conflict. Because how to get rid of fear, how to get rid of not to identify, how can I stand alone, you follow all the rest of it. Now I want to find out what is the root of all this. Paul, madam.
The I, see? The I that's saying all this.
I conform because I want to be somebody.
Isn't it because my thinking is not mine, it's always part of
Yes, you've said all that. What do you think is the root of it? Now wait a minute. How are you going to find out? How am I going to find the root of this matter? You follow, sir? How? Huh? No. How? I haven't time. I want to find it out now, where I'm sitting here. I want to find out the root of this tree which branches out, fear. You follow?
Could it be that it's because we are self-centered, this conforming, that we are looking at it from our mind and not...
I'm not sure, madam, will you see, how do you find out the root of a problem, the root of an issue? Here is a problem, and I see the problem as many, many branches. And trimming the branches isn't going to solve the problem. And that's what we have all been doing now, saying this, cut this branch, this is that, this is this, this is that. And I said that is not the answer. Somehow you haven't touched the root of it. Now, how do you find out?
Perhaps thinking about this the wrong way.
I'm asking the question, you are not even listening, you are really already answering. I want to find out the root of this whole business of conformity. Now, how do I find out?
We don't know.
Huh?
We don't know.
When you say you don't know, what do you mean? No, sir, go into it slowly. What do you mean, I don't know? You mean when you say I don't know, I can't come to any conclusion, you mean? Huh? And what is the state of the mind? Listen to it, sir. The state of the mind that says, I really don't know.
It's very quiet.
Huh?
It's very quiet.
Are you? No, are you? Are you very quiet when you really say, I really don't know what the root of this affair is? I want to see that boat that's going by, that ferry. I watch it very carefully, don't I? Huh? The lines of it, if I'm near enough to see the passengers, I watch. I don't chatter. I'm observing. Similarly, I'm observing completely quietly. Why this? What is the root of this matter? Can you do it? Observe, not shut your eyes and be quiet. Observe quietly, completely quietly, find out what the root of it is. Which means I really don't know. I don't expect somebody to tell me. No book has been written about it. Jesus hasn't told me. I really don't know. Therefore, I'm not expecting. Not expecting an answer from you, from somebody else. So, I really don't know. And a mind that doesn't know is obviously a very quiet mind. Right? Right? When I say I really don't know, I'm just watching. Are you doing the same?
Surely it's because I am wanting.
No, madam, am I watching? That's all. Is the mind watching quietly?
Watching itself, or what?
Watching. Now,
Yes.
you see. Watching. I'm just watching. The sea and the harbor, the trees, the sail. My mind watching that hydrofoil coming in is very quiet, just watching. The mind is not recognizing. You follow? The moment it recognizes, it's already in movement. This is okay. This, I don't know if you've ever done it. It's real meditation, you don't know, but it doesn't matter. Just watching. Now I'm watching why there is this tremendous root with all its branches, with the tree with all its branches, that is constantly conforming. I have found the answer for myself. I'll tell you, you may disagree with it. You follow, sir? You may say that's not the answer. Don't accept it. Because then you're back again. Conform to what I say, then that's too idiotic. There is conformity because there is becoming. No? Huh?
Instead of being.
You see, I said there is conformity. I find in the root of it is this urge to become, this movement to become. What happens if I don't become is another matter. We are not discussing that. We are seeing why there is this conformity. I am dull, I see you, who are clever, bright, intelligent, sharp, and I want to become like you. In becoming there is measurement, right? Follow this, sir. See the implications, sir. Please don't accept it. Just, I'm sure I'm pointing out that a mind that is really does not know, and does not know, not just waiting for an answer, hoping somebody will tell me, some intuition will come into my, you follow, which intuition is one of the most deadly things, because it might be my wish, my background prompting me. And therefore I brush all that aside and say, no, I really don't know. And I'm watching, watching in a sense. My mind is very quiet. I'm listening, watching, looking. You follow? Because I have no other way to find out. Because you haven't written a book about it. Huh? The church doesn't tell me anything about it. The philosophers, the psychologists, they have their own, they can spin their own theories.
There's still a wanting to find out in this.
Wait, I have found out for myself. I'll show it to you. I've seen it to myself. By Joe, I see this. The real root of this is to become, to be. And I want reason behind it afterwards. I found it, but I want reason, logic, sanity, not just say, well, you follow? And I see to become means to have a measure. I must have a measurement. Otherwise I can't become. I don't know if you follow this.
So I find myself during the day just walking around or doing whatever I'm doing, repeating in my mind your words.
And that's,
trying to...
That's of course. So the root may be, I'm saying maybe, I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to examine it logically, you follow, sir? Cover the whole ground. Then I say, right. You follow? To become implies an ideal. Becomes, there must be a measurement between myself and that which I want to be. Comparison. Can I live without comparison? I don't say I can, okay. Can I live? Find out. Comparing with what I was yesterday, wanting to become something which is to become, which is to compare. From in the school, boy is compared with the bright boy, right? So the A, B who is not so clever as A, when the teacher compares B with A, he destroys B, right? So I'm doing the same. I don't know if you're following. So I say, as long as I have a measurement, there must be conformity. As long as I have an ideal, as long as I say I must be better, I must change. And change is a modification of what I am to what I should be. I don't know. Then I see the reason behind it. Say, right, I've got the root of it. I don't know if you follow.
How do you, I'm just not knowing.
Look, I have done it. Because, why? Because you really, in your heart and your mind, don't say, I really don't know. which means you are never quiet to observe, because you are always, you follow?
I thought I was before, I really didn't know.
Therefore I say to my, look sir, I found something. I have found it, I have learnt. You follow that? I say, as long as there is a movement of becoming, in which also there is a movement not becoming. I will not be, but I will be. Both the same. Right? As long as there is a movement of becoming, there must be conformity. Then there must be fear, because I may not become.
Can you change now, though?
I'm doing it, sir. I see very clearly, if I want to live in this world without conflict, there must be no becoming. Finished. I go to the office, there I'm promoted, I don't care 2 pence. Or not, because you see, the more I am non-conforming, the more efficient I am. You don't know, haven't you? More practical I am. Well, there is no conflict. Therefore I have energy to be practical. So is there any hints, promptings in me to become more beautiful, more this, you follow? And I see, in comparing myself with you, I am dull. You are bright, I am not. I compare myself, right? Through comparison, I have found I am dull. And through comparison, when I find myself I am dull, I battle with myself to be clever, to be bright, to be intelligent. Right? Now how do I know that I am dull if I have no comparison? Go on, sir. You follow? How do I know? Huh? Please, come on, sir.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Then what does it mean?
You don't
I'm not dull. What the heck are you talking about? It's only through comparison I become dull. But if there is no comparison, what happens?
You're living with the what is.
Aha! Oh, no. One has gone beyond that, hasn't one? Comparison implies, as we said, conformity, measurement. I have no measurement. Doesn't mean I am what I am. I have no measurement, even to measure what I am. So measurement is illusion. When I compare myself with you who are bright, I am dull. If I don't compare the becoming intelligent, becoming like you is an illusion. I don't know. Right? So I have no measurement. Then what happens?
Just accept yourself what you are.
And then
You are.
you can't if you say you accept what you are, what are you? You are measurement. You are the measurement. No? You are the censor. You are the judge. You condemn, you justify, right? So you are the ruler,
Yes.
the tape measure. And when you say, I don't compare, therefore you have no measurement. You're not. Therefore, go on, sir. When you've gone through that, your mind is much more alive, sensitive, and therefore intelligent. It is intelligent, not clever. I don't know if you...
Sir, if you accept this for yourself, say you're a student in the school and you accepted it, how do you stop being told by others in comparison?
I don't pay any attention to what others say. I mean, it's cool. And they say you're a dull boy. I mean, the boys are not so intelligent, poor things. They've been conditioned, from childhood. They say you're not like your brother, who is so bright. Darling, all the rest of it, and you have already killed him. You don't swim so well as Tom does, you're finished.
What can we do in these things for our children?
What, sir?
What can we do?
I'll show it to you. Can you live with somebody, with your children, which you're not comparing at all? And if I have a child, I'd say, don't compare. Teach him, talk to him. You follow, sir? Oh my Lord. Huh? Therefore, I'd say, look, the teachers are going to compare. Don't pay, watch out. They are dangerous, they're crooks. I mean,
are you saying... Now I'm talking about the mechanism rather than the understanding.
Moment you say the parent is alive and watchful, and himself is not comparing, he does great deal harm.
Are you saying that asking fundamental questions must bring you to the state of you just don't know?
I know, that becomes a trick. No, don't be careful, be careful.
This happens, isn't it?
But if it becomes a trick, then it's like, a trick doesn't produce the right answer.
I'm asking, does that sort of knock out the tape measure?
So, watch in your life, if you measure. If you're saying, I'm better than yesterday. Things are different. You follow? Measure. Is goodness measurable? Huh? No. You follow, sir? But society measures. Because society says, this is more beautiful than that. A flower doesn't compare, it is a flower. But we have learned the trick of comparison, thinking that will bring us, it'll make us progress. Better cars, the latest model, which is right in that field. But when that is applied to myself, I must be the latest crook, latest fashionable man, or the latest, I must maintain my fame, all that rot that goes on. So can I live a daily life without measurement? Find out, sir. It's marvelous if you can live without measuring yourself with the past or with the future. Therefore, when you don't measure, all the phony gods disappear. All the saints disappear, you understand, sir? So I've found that it is possible to live in this world without conflict when there is no measurement.
do we measure? Why do we measure?
I told you.
To become.
We want to become, we want to be noble, we want to change, we want to become brighter, we want to reach enlightenment, we want to reach God, we want to improve the society according to my pattern. We follow the communist, the socialist, the Catholic, we follow the same game played by all of them.
Because we are unhappy
now? No. Please sir, I want to become, I want to be somebody. No measure, so you know what it means. And to find out if there is a living without measurement. That means to find out if I can live without measurement, comparison, and therefore conformity. I have to be very much aware. Deeply inwardly I have to be aware of whether I'm looking at, aware.
There is no profit whatsoever
in this.
In a way.
There's no profit, no. There's no profit. You can't fill your pockets with it. There's no profit at all in any of this. You understand? No reward. No initiations. You don't reach nirvana. You don't get near a God or sit right-handed. Nothing. Oh, no. That's why, sir, it's very important to do this, because then go as far as that. Actually go, not theoretically. Actually go as far as that. Then you can ask the question, what is going on then? What is the mind that's incapable of measurement? You understand, sir? What is the quality of the mind that has no measurement? It has no hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense more, higher and higher and higher. The VIPs for itself. So what is that quality of the mind that has no measurement at all? No, sir. I want to go into it to see. Now, unless you do this, things become merely theoretical and verbal. So can I bring up my children, in spite of their going to the school, in spite of Hitlerism, not only in Germany, but Hitlerism all right through the world, which is to make the boy conform. You follow? Compare. Feed his competitiveness. All the rest of it is important. Can I help that boy not to live without comparing? It becomes fun then, you follow, sir?
Is this a form of conditioning?
No.
When we teach our boy, our children, not to compare, is this a form of conditioning? No. It all depends how you teach. If you say, don't compare, if you discuss, talk, point out, not impose, you follow, all the rest of it. Which means, if you really see the truth of a life without comparison, see the truth of it, the beauty, the inwardness of it, then you can't help teaching the boy. Because of your very proximity with him, your affection, your love for him. Because he then knows that you really care for him. You follow what I mean? And all the rest of it.
Sir, where would conformity end and non-conformity begin?
No, sir, there is only end of conformity, not the beginning of non-conformity. Because as we said, conformity and non-conformity are the same. But to be free of conformity is what we are talking about. The implications of conformity. And to learn all about conformity, not how not to conform. So it's like this. If I really understand what cooperation is, really, deeply, what it means, I cannot cooperate if I'm ambitious, obviously. If I'm competitive, I can't cooperate. If I say I must be better than you in cooperation. So when I have really deeply understood and therefore live a life of cooperation, then I will also know when not to cooperate. But I can't know what it is not to cooperate before I know what it means to cooperate. I don't put the other one first, that's all. Isn't it time? Haven't we touched all the questions? Children, leading whether one can live in this world, the practical answer to all this, the aloneness, being alone. I think we have to touch more on this. Are you conditioned by what somebody says? Doesn't matter who it is. Or you see the truth of what somebody says. See it, you follow? Not agree with it. Say, yes, I'm of the same opinion. But see the truth of what somebody else is saying. Do you see the truth of it? And when you see the truth of it, are you conditioned? When you see the truth that if you go out into that harbor, you might be eaten by sharks. The truth, you follow? That there are sharks and most dangerous. Does that fact condition you? Which is, you won't go out there. Unless you are in a boat or something. You follow? You won't go out there swimming. Therefore, the fact that it is a danger is not conditioned. You follow, sir? But if you say, well, what this man says is marvelous, I am accepting everything he says, then that's too silly. That's you become conditioned. But if you say, go step by step and see the truth of everything or the falseness of what he says, then what is it? Are you conditioned because you see the fact that this is a microphone? But when you don't know the fact and believe, which is to accept as true, then accepting as true conditions you. This is like the Christian, like the Hindu, and the Muslim and so on, they say, we don't know, but we believe. And that belief conditions them.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, sir.
We all accept that the world is in a state of conflict. So we have discussed during the last few days various things that change the thought which we should bring about. Although one might accept that every human being has capacity for this form of reasoning and thinking, do you feel that it is for everybody or only for some?
I think it is for everybody who gives time and energy to this. If you give your... So, I don't know. If you give your time and your energy and your life to this work, it's yours. I mean, you follow, sir? You become a pro. I mean, I used to play golf, and I used to play top, first class and all the rest of it. And I spent 3 rounds a day with professionals. You follow that? But if you sit on the on the golf links and enjoy the sun, you'll never be a golfer.
A little earlier, you asked why you conformed, and you said that you came upon the answer. Tell us how you came upon that.
I told you, sir. My mind was completely quiet.
Oh, yes.
I had no formula. I listened to all the formulas. And
broad view.
Huh?
The broadest view. You took the broadest view.
No. So look, there is the tree with a deep root. A tree with many branches. And all the branches were these explanations. Fear, lonely, all that was explained. I said that's not quite the answer. There must be a deeper answer. I don't know. I really didn't know. You follow? When I was looking, I was watching, I was waiting very quietly. I was looking out there, and what, you follow? And said, that's it, to be. The verb to be. You follow, sir? I've done this great, it's been my life, sir. I understand 45 or more years I've done this, so it came quickly. But if you have never done it, then it's a torture.
It wasn't a memory or some conclusion?
No, that's way too simple.
So the problem seems to be that, like you said, you've got to give your time and your energy to it. The thing is that you spend a bit of time and energy on it, and you can't get there, I'll give it away. You don't stick to it. People don't stick to it.
Right. You have to watch us, and you have to play with it too, Let everything go for a walk or a swim and go to a cinema. It isn't just...
But be aware that you're going to cinema.
That's right. When you are eating, be aware that you are eating and nothing else.
Not to give up if we're tortured.
Big one?
Not to give up if we're tortured.
To be aware all the time of what everything you do.
Listen, don't use the word all the time. Be aware as much as you can. If you can't, let it go. So, look, you're aware for a few minutes, or a few seconds. Then you are unaware. Be aware that you are unaware. That's all. Don't do anything.
That means...
Listen, you have to listen. You are aware for 2 minutes, Then your mind, you are not aware. Know that you are not aware. Don't try to become aware. Know that you are not aware. I don't know. If you try to become aware, there's conflict. But if you say, I'm not aware, then when you pick up again awareness, you follow? That is, be aware of inattention. That's all.
You don't even get ashamed that you're inattentive.
I am no authority, sir, to be ashamed of anybody. You follow? I don't accept anybody as my authority, including myself, therefore I should be ashamed. If I've done something wrong, I've done something wrong. You follow? I corrected it. Isn't that enough? I think